guys, part 2. Welcome back of my colonoscopy trials and tribulations. If you saw part 1, that was my colonoscopy, and this is part 2, number 2, of like the results and on from there. So, where were we? Like, I can't remember. It was like 5 minutes ago for me, but you know. So anyways, I had gone in for my results of my colonoscopy, and they had found a growth and tattooed it. And I have to remember to put some pictures in there because, you know, I don't have pictures of my grandkids, but like I said, pictures of my colon, yeah. But I was in a play at the time, rehearsal, and I told him, I was like, well, the play opens on October 6th, I think it was, I don't know. So I was scheduled to do a play the first weekend of October, and I said, well, because the doctor told me, he says, we are going to have to go in and surgically remove part of your colon because we did find that growth in there. I was like, all right, but I'm in this play. So when do you think this is going to happen? Because we open in 2 weeks or so. And he's like, you might want to find an understudy. And I don't think you'll be able to do the play. I was like, totally sucks. But I understand. And I was like, but the role I have, I'm just sitting behind a desk. You don't think I can, you know, no, you have to find somebody to replace you. That was like the worst news. I would rather him just come out and say, you know what, you have cancer, we have to completely remove your colon or you're gonna die. I would have rather heard that than to say, well, you know what, we know you're in a play, but you're gonna have to drop out. Now, if you or anyone you know is a die-hard theater person, you understand that that's not gonna happen easily, at least. I was devastated. I went to my director and I told him, I was like, I might need an understudy, and it's possibly a cancerous situation. And I was like, I was tough. I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm fine. I'm just gonna tell him like it is. Just tell him I might need one because I don't know when they're gonna schedule this surgery. So I burst into tears. Ugh. It was embarrassing, but he's like, whatever you need. Okay. So I told him to just get an understudy just in case, because I wasn't sure when the operation was going to happen. And I didn't want to drop out and find out I could have done the play all along, which was, you know, I'm glad that I just prepared him, but I didn't need to take that venue. But the doctor came back and said, well, you have to get another CT scan to see more of what we're dealing with. If it's gone like out of your intestines up into your lungs or kidneys or, you know, whatever is down there. And so I went to the hospital and had this scan done again, and it came back that they had found a spot on my lung. And I was like, perfect. So he said, we have to deal with that first. So get in touch with this doctor at Vanderbilt, because our little town, I guess, doesn't have that capability. Because it was like in the bottom of the lung. It was like down here. So they're like, well, we can't get to it easily, so we have to send you to a bigger hospital. So I did that, and they take forever to get back to you, because they're like, and it was like getting closer to the date of the play, and I was like, what am I waiting for? Do you need something from me? Do you need something from the doctor? I would have thought they would have called and transferred all of my information to you. And they were waiting on this and that and the other from the insurance company and the doctor's office. And oh my gosh, it was such a mess. So, turns out I did get to do the play. Yay. And I didn't go in for the lung thing until like, oh gosh, towards the end of October. So it was about a month later that I got this lung thing taken care of. And it turns out that it was not anything serious. It was, my mom, being a nurse, she said it was probably desert fever, which is not a fever, which I don't know why they would name something a fever if it's not. But, especially like because I have family in Arizona, and I go out to Arizona every once in a blue moon to see them. And I was like, well, the last time I was in Arizona, Mom, it was like 9 years ago. And she's like, that's okay. It's some kind of thing that gets in your lungs and just kind of hibernates, and it can show up as a spot on an x-ray or something. So I was like, okay, fine. Well, apparently that's what it was. So after all these blood tests and them sticking a thing down my throat and through my lungs and everything to get to the lung to find out, it's nothing to worry about. I was scheduled for the whatever it's called, I can't remember the name, I never can, to take out part of my intestine. And so this was, gosh, it was after Thanksgiving that all the tests and everything came back from the lung fiasco. So I had to go back in and do more blood work and what have you for my colon. And it was finally scheduled for December 16th. Now, at this point, I am really glad I did not dip out of the play, because that would have been insanely stupid and I would have regretted it every moment from this point on, because I was able to do the play with no problem. But December 16th, I finally went in and got some colon removed. I say I got several inches off my waist. However, it was inside my waist, and because of the swelling that I'm still having, I have a huge waist still. They actually ended up taking 10 inches because the growth had kept growing, and but it stayed within my intestine and it was not cancerous. Yay! But being that, and I had an extended colon, I had extra. I was like, well, maybe it's because I'm tall. I've got an extra vertebrae in my back too. So, you know, I'm just like extra tall everywhere. So he said he ended up actually taking out my packages. I'm sorry, I keep reaching. He actually ended up taking about 10 inches. And I was like, well, I am still pretty fat. So, you know, if you want some more. I did ask him if while he was in there, he could do a little lipo, a little nip and tuck, but he declined. But I was like, hey, you know, you gotta ask. You're gonna be in there anyways. Might as well snip snip and get some stuff out of there. But I am still in recovery. It says 6 to 8 weeks. It's been about 4 right now. I ended up staying 5 days in the hospital, which was a pain in the ass. No pun intended. It was just horrible. And I will probably do another video on that just for the hospital stay. It was just, I thought, okay, I'll go in, I'll bring my camera, I'll do some YouTube while I'm in there because I've got nothing else to do. I'm literally tied down because you got the IV in this way and you got the catheter that way and you can't do anything. So, but that didn't turn out the way I expected. My back itches. I think I have a bug bite. Oh. But anyways, so now I'm doing it all now. And, well, actually what I can. And true to form, we had Christmas just shortly after I got home, and my daughter-in-law with her son came for Christmas, and so, and I couldn't pick him up. He's like a toddler, but still, I'm still under restriction. You can't lift anything more than a gallon of milk for the first few weeks, and now it's up to like 10-15 pounds. But my husband's getting on my case because I'm not pulling my weight at home. So I will have to push the vacuum, which the doctor said not to, but my husband said, yes, you will. Yay. So I guess I have to start doing that now, but I'm healing. My plumbing is working. It's like every 3 days that I go, which is still a lot for me, but at the same time it's still non-painful, which is great. So I'm just healing. I've got an incision from my belly button down, and you can feel there's like a little swelling inside because I've got like this knot right above my belly button. But, and then, you know, with all the fat that they left on there, what am I paying them for? But it's not something that I ever want to repeat. The colonoscopy, again, I will have to have next September, which I can deal with the colonoscopy. If I can deal with them cutting out some intestines and having to recover with that and deal with that, the colonoscopy will be a breeze. As long as I don't get Miss Nurse Sunshine, because she was no bag of cherries. She was the pits of the cherries, and I just need to schedule, you know, a day where she's not there. But anyways, everything's good, getting back to normal. I'm really hoping to be able to do more videos. I used to do Wonder Woman videos and superheroine videos and that kind of thing. I would write, I would direct, I would star in, and, you know, pay people to come in and act with me and things like that. And I'm getting a little old, and plus, you know, with everything not as limber and flat as it used to be, yeah, I need to give that up, which is gonna hurt. I still have all my costumes, and it's depressing to me to not be my favorite superhero anymore. But I am way past my prime in that respect. So, but yeah, it leads to a lot more videos. So if you like superheroines, stay tuned. I will probably put up a couple of my experiences with that. But for now, that is it. If you have any changes in your bowel movements that are, you know, sus, do check it out. You don't want to leave it for years like I did. And I mean, thank God mine was just a growth. But usually with that kind of change in your habits and that kind of thing, it does symbolize that something is wrong, something needs fixed, and Cologuard is not going to tell you everything you need to know. So skip the pooping in a bag and sending it to some lucky researcher. Just have the doctor do it, because chances are, if the researcher comes back and says, it looks kind of suspicious, you need to have a real colonoscopy. You will have wasted that time and effort. So just, you know, skip to the actual person that does it and get it checked out, because it can be dangerous. Luckily for me, it was not this time around, but it can be, and it's something that we tend to overlook as just getting older. But just double check, just in case. Okay. I will see you later, and I promise I'm gonna try hard to upload a little bit more frequently. I do have a couple more ghost stories that I can post, so if you originally came to my channel for the ghost stories, please take heed, they are coming. But with that, if there's anything that you would want me to talk about, just let me know. Subscribe. I always forget to tell people to do that. I guess it's a positive, you know, they always point and everything. I don't know what side it's on, so hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment. If you've gone through something similar, let me know. Not the details, we can kind of skip over those, but you know. And hopefully you will have a good day. So bye guys.